So today I'm going to show you some step-by-step processes of how to paint a cross with acrylic paint. Some supplies you're going to need is a canvas, paints, paint brushes. You can use a paint tray or a paper plate, whatever works best for you, whatever you have. You'll need a glass of water and some paper towels. So let's get started. You want to start off with your blank canvas. And your brush needs to stay dry. You don't need to dip it and wet it before. Acrylic paint dries fast, and if you keep your brush as dry as you can, besides the paint, that's going to be your best results. You want to start in the middle, do some downward strokes. As you paint, your paint is going to flow the way. So if you do this, you're going to have some stripes, which if that's what you want for contrast, that's fine. But you'll want to do the middle first as acrylic paint dries fast, so that way it's dried up after you've done the edges and you can start on your project. So just kind of do some up and down strokes. You'll want to use a bigger brush in the middle if you're doing just one color like I'm going to do here. That'll get the canvas covered quickly. I learned how to do this through Poppin' Bottles. If you go to their page on Facebook, they have many events that you can go to, different paintings that they show. And there's also Creative Spirits and Pickled Palettes. This acrylic painting has become something pretty popular and pretty fun. You can get a hold of the businesses and you can get fundraisers going for a church or a school or whatever kind of organization needs some fundraisers to go to. Maybe somebody has some medical problems or whatever, you need to do a fundraiser for that. So once you get your metal painted, you'll want to do your edges. And like I said, that's so the metal dries, as the acrylic paint dries fast. If it starts to thin out and your color gets weak, just keep dipping, dip as much as you want. However, because it dries fast, in some areas you might have too much globbiness, and you want to thin that out so you don't have paint running through when you're doing other colors and stuff like that. So it's a good thing to get this done. If you see wet areas, kind of thin it out a little bit, and you can clean it up that way. So now that that's done and covered, we're going to move on to the next step, which is painting the outline for the cross. When you do that, you'll want to use a thinner brush so that you can get some more definitive lines. I've already started this. What you'll want to do to begin with is you'll want to cut your canvas in half both ways so we have 4 parts. Once you've got that done, you want to put a dot on either side of the line, kind of halfway through, and then you'll want to connect these and get your cross formed. So we'll go down. You don't have to be perfect, it's your painting. You can do it, you know, however you want to. You'll have an opportunity to kind of clean up these lines and fill them in, and you know. So there you've got your cross outline. Once you have your cross outline, you'll want to go back to a bigger brush because you'll want to fill in that cross. I'm going to do a white cross, but you can do any color you want to. Obviously, you've seen it done red. I'm going to have other colors going here in a minute, and you can do whatever color you want to, your favorite colors. If you're doing something for a baby, you know, baby's room or whatever, go with the colors of the baby. So you want to take a bigger brush, probably a flat brush would work the best on this, and go from the outline and inward, and just get your paint going, fill it in. And like I said, you don't have to be perfect. You can fix it as you go along. And just keep filling it in. There is a couple of websites that I found www.dummies.com. You'd want to put in their search bar acrylic painting, and you would be able to get some helpful tips on color blending, just different kind of ideas and tips that'll help you get a good color painting that you would want. So we'll go ahead and we've got this first one filled in, and I'm going to show you how to do a centerpiece. I've already started a flower, and I'll show you how to get a flower going. What you'd want to do on your flower is you'd want to put a dot in the middle to give you some definition, and then you'd want to get 4 petals on either side. To get a little bit more definition on this, we're going to do some shading on it after I get the other 4 opposite petals on here, because if you do this and if you do it all in one color, it's going to look like a big blob, and you don't want that. So once I get these on here, I will show you how to do some shading. I'm going to get those colored in. And don't worry about being perfect. You have time to fix things a little bit, go back, and you know, it's your first time, you can do it. It's very easy, it's very relaxing. You can do it, it just might take you a couple tries to get it going. So once you've got that, you'll kind of want to get some shading going on to outline these here. You just kind of want to go around a petal here and do that. It gives you your outline of your petal. If you want, you could do a different color. I'm doing a mix of blue and white, so that way it goes in with the color scheme that I've got, and just kind of do this on all 4 of your petals. And then if you want, you can do a different color on the out petals. If you want, you can you know, do whatever you want to. I'm gonna stick with this blue. And the other 4 petals are kind of going to be a little bit wet still. But it'll just give you the same defiance either way. Might be a little bit lighter blue. You can do darker, you can do light, whatever. It's your painting, so you do whatever you want to. And then for the little dot, I'm just kind of going to dot this here a little bit too. Give it a little bit of defiance. If you want to connect your lines with the dot, you can. It's up to you. Once you've got that done, you'll move on, and I've got this done here. You want to add some pizzazz to your cross and liven that up. So since I have a round background, I am going to take this and I am going to make some polka dots per se. Just allow them here to kind of give this some life and some more color. You don't want it just a big blob. You can also take a another brush if you want. You can put some white and some pinks, make a different shade of pink, whatever you want to, and kind of give this some texture. It's your painting, so you do whatever you want to. One thing about this is don't overanalyze it. Start overanalyzing it and start trying to fix stuff, you're going to wind up with a lot of mess, and you know, if you think you've got too much space between the dots or whatever. So don't overanalyze. Go as you want to, but it's probably good if you just stop when you think you should. You'll want to sign each painting. You want to claim your own painting. Bring out your inner Van Gogh, your Picasso, whoever you want to do it, or you can start making a name for yourself. In the end, you should wind up with something like this. We've got some definitive dots. This is the pulling out of the colors that I talked about. Some floopies, as I call them. Just kind of some wistful lines. If you want to pull out some different shades here, you can. You make it your own, but that gives you some ideas of what you can do. I hope when you go to paint, it's enjoyable. Again, the helpful websites that I found were Poppin' Bottles and Brushes on Facebook, Pickled Palette, Creative Spirits. Those are all on Facebook that can help you get up with a party that's a painting party going on, or help you with a fundraiser. And then also some helpful websites for tips, mixing colors, and just kind of some different canvas and brush tips would be www.dummies.com, search bar acrylic paintings, and painting.about.com. And that'll get you in there with the search bar, do acrylic painting. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you.